in the north because you don't need gas in a motorcycle that won't move. You know, I was leaving Bangkok and I maybe felt a little bit of play in the rear tire. Not sure because I have these great big lugs. These are the Moto's Tractionator. And I did notice that the lugs are starting to come apart a little bit. Maybe they don't like the high speed. They are 50-50 tires, but I think that they don't like higher speeds. So I didn't think much about it. And I got off the interstate. I wear a Climb Krios Pro helmet. It's quite loud. I have a comm system inside of the helmet, so I'm pumping music. I've got tires that howl like mad, and I've got earplugs in my ears so I'm not deaf when I'm old. I normally wouldn't think anything about vibration or tire noise. I didn't hear anything, but I got off of the highway to make a U-turn. When I got off, there was a concrete guardrail, and it was echoing the sound back to me. And I heard something, some kind of a clunk, not a clatter, but a clunk. I thought, well, that's strange. I thought maybe the lugs were coming apart. So I pulled over, I checked all the lugs, and you can see they're splitting a little bit, but I've had weather crack. They're not weather cracked, they're not old. And there's about 70% of the tread left. But they're coming apart a little. I thought maybe one of the lugs was just completely loose. That's what it felt like. Oh, we have something here. And I checked every one of the lugs. I rolled it back, I rolled it forward, nothing. Got back on the bike, went down the road a bit more. The clunking, louder. But not, it was intermittent. It wasn't all the time. It wasn't in a specific spot, right? But as we were moving, I stopped again, I checked the chain. Absolutely nothing. I went a little further. I couldn't get up very high, 20, 30 kilometers per hour maximum. I thought, wow, this is really tough. There's about 43 kilometers to Ayutthaya. I thought, I wonder if I can make it there to a Honda Big Wing. This was early afternoon, so there still would be time. I went just a little further. Now you're hearing metal on metal. I thought, let me just pull in a gas station where there's some shade and really assess the situation. I got off the bike. I walked it. I couldn't hear anything at walking speed. But I just out of thought, I just came back here and I just took the tire and I jiggled it a little. And there was all kinds of play inside of here, inside of the hub. About a few millimeters you could see of space in there. And I said, okay, you know what? Could be cush drive dampers, but most likely it's going to be the wheel bearing, which is strange because with only 36,000 kilometers, you wouldn't think the bearing's gone already. I wouldn't think the bearing was gone at all because I just replaced the tire, and normally when I replace the tires, the tire shop or Big Wing, they're going to check the bearings. Plus I just did the 36,000 kilometer test and full checkup, oil change, everything on this. Everything tested fine. Just 1,000 kilometers ago, I did it at 35,000 something. And I had the tire replaced around the same time. So normally I'm going to replace the bearings when I replace the tires if they need it. They didn't tell me anything about it. I went along the trip, I thought everything was going to be fine. I just happened to check it because normally I'm replacing my bearings more often than most people. I'm always riding two up. My lovely girlfriend is holding the camera right now, but I'm always riding two up. I'm going to show you her right here. Say hi, Kwan. This is Kwan. And normally I'm riding two up with her. All of her stuff in that pannier right there, all my stuff in here, camera gear, three-piece luggage, you name it, both of us. So the rear bearing seems to take a beating. Also the rear brake a bit more than you would expect. But I've changed it once already on this bike, and I've changed the dampers as well, the cush drive dampers, or the cushions inside of the hub itself. So I wouldn't think I had to do that. I checked it for sure, it's bad. 43 kilometers left to Ayutthaya. There is no way it's going to ride 4 kilometers more, let alone 43 kilometers. So I asked the local guy, he said, oh, there's a little bike shop here. We pulled in. Normally they're going to do everything for you, go out of their way to take care of you, but they just don't have the equipment for that. Biggest problem is that I think the bearing is seized now. If you come look at it, this rubber seal and some race right there has popped out, which means most likely it's a catastrophic failure inside there. Now, my biggest question now is it moves, but you need a lot more power to move it. It almost feels like the brakes are seized. I don't know. I'm sure it's just metal on metal inside of there and it's just imploded. So I'm just hoping I don't have to replace the whole wheel or the hub it's not too scarred up and marred. I'm hoping that they can get the thing out and it's not actually seized in there. I didn't ride it too far after I felt it seize up quite a bit more. If you know anything about bearings, let me know in the comments how catastrophic failures affect the inside of the rim, if there's going to be scarring or something like that. If I can, inside of the hub, if I can just pop them out and put a new one in and go down the road, if I'm going to have to, I don't know, bore it out again, or if I had to replace the whole freaking hub or the whole wheel, I have no idea. I've never had to deal with that before because I always do it before it ever gets to this point. But that's where we're at on this trip now. The excitement begins, it's an adventure bike, right? And the adventure begins as you leave the driveway sometimes. So all I can tell you is that when stuff like this happens, you got to look on the bright side. You got to be positive about it because the life is going to happen to you anyway, and you just got to adapt accordingly. I mentioned in the last video that I'm not defensive, I'm offensive. Now, I usually am defensive with maintenance and care because this is my daily driver. I mean, I have 11 motorcycles now because I have the rental company in the north also, but this is my pride and joy. This is the one I did all the work to, and the one I usually ride around everywhere. The bright side, when I tell you look on the bright side, is the fact we have popcorn. We have caramel corn from the movie yesterday. We bought the extra large tub because it was a deal. So that's the bright side number one. And the bright side number two is we called Big Wing Ayutthaya. They know me because of content creation. Huh? They know me because of content creation. And what they did is they found me a truck to come pick this thing up. You know how much you're going to charge to come pick this up and they're going to ride 43 kilometers here, 43 kilometers there, pick us up in the bike and drop us off safely. 1,000 baht. That's about $30 US for that. And they're going to replace the bearing. They're going to fix it. Bearing, labor, everything, another 1,000 baht. That's another $30 for about $60. That's going to cost us a day in our trip. About $60, we're going to be back on the road in the morning. Let's hope that it's not seized inside of the hub. We have a comment right now. Let's see what the comment says here. Let me just spin the camera around and talk to you about the comment. When are you going back? When are you going back to turn into Hulk? When are you going to turn back into Hulk, Mr. Banner? Somebody noticed I have the travel bot going on. Thank you for that comment. It's funny that you mentioned that. I just started a little bulk right now. I'm shooting video and social media reels again for the bodybuilding competition. I just come from Bangkok doing that, and I'm inspired again. Maybe I want to compete. You know what the Incredible Hulk is? You know the Incredible Hulk, the green monster that's in the movies, in the Marvel superhero comics. He's a doctor, Bruce Banner, and he's very skinny. I think kind of a nerdy guy, right? And then when he gets angry, he turns into the Incredible Hulk. He's green, right? It's Patrick's favorite character. One of my best friends, Patrick. It's his favorite character. So that's what he's talking about right there. You know who it is? Marvel Super Comic? I think it's Marvel, right? It's not DC. I think so. So right now I'm a little bit lean. I have the travel bod going on. Actually, it's the work bod because we're busy in business in many different facets right now. But I want to start bulking again. But the first thing we got to do is get that beast home and get back on our nutrition because we have been eating so good, Cheesecake Factory and all of that, which I was explaining before. We got a tub full of popcorn right there. We've also got meatloaf, leftover meatloaf and enchiladas and some cheesecake and some carrot cake from Cheesecake Factory. So we're gonna sit here and we're gonna wait for that truck to arrive. It is the middle of rush hour. I mean, actually it's almost over now. Maybe it's after 6 p.m. now. So this is actually quite calm for Bangkok. We're on the outskirts actually of Bangkok. This is quite calm here. You have the typical little scooter shop here. We call it scooter, they call it motorbike. But it's still pretty busy right here on the road. We're gonna try to get this thing in tonight, get posted up, and then we will get back to editing and get everything working. Are you having an adventure already? Typical Thai hasn't taken the jacket off at all. This whole time I'm sitting here sweating. My shirt is completely soaking wet. Are you hot? Are you wet inside of here?
A little.
Just a little. Man, if I was wearing that, it'd be like I took a freaking shower. It would be absolutely ridiculous. So if you know anything about bearings, leave down in the comments below. And you know your boy's going to just take it with stride. There's no point to get stressed out or messed up over this because it's going to get your blood pressure high. It's going to take joy out of your life and maybe years off your life too with unnecessary stress. So I stress about the stuff that I can change. I get upset sometimes about the things that I can't handle. I should handle better or faster. But in these kind of situations, you can ask her, I'm usually going to handle it pretty well, right? The really big stuff I'm pretty good at, aren't I? It's the little things that really get me going because usually the little things you can do better, you can control. This one, there's nothing I can do. I change a tire before the trip and I change it thinking they would check the bearing, and maybe they did. This is another thing I'm not sure about. That bearing, I wonder if that bearing went bad or failed faster because of that giant lugged tire. Now, I'm always running 50/50. I run Michelin Anarchy Wilds. These are MOTOZ, Motos Tractionator, which I've wanted for so freaking long. And I wonder if the lugs on there, if those giant lugs, if they could make the tire, the bearing go bad faster, or maybe if it wasn't balanced properly and we're mo-docking down the road 150 kilometers per hour and it's not balanced. I wonder if that could cause the bearing to fail quicker. I'm not sure, but I can't be upset about it because I did everything I could before the trip. I had it inspected. I did the 36,000 kilometer inspection. I changed the tire and I thought that the bearing would have been checked. It's a good hair day at least. I just come out with a helmet head and I'm having a good hair day. But here we are on the outskirts of Bangkok, a beautiful machine, a beautiful girl behind me, good hair day, and more money, more problems, you know? But the cool thing is that $60 later and hopefully we'll have that bearing fixed and on the road. It's gonna cost us a day, well, whatever the hotel costs also. We have to spend the night in a hotel. We were going to try to make it to her parents about 700 kilometers from here tonight, sleep there, and then go in the morning back to our home in the mountains of the north. But that's surely not going to happen now. So we're going to be a day behind, but this is the second live I got for you. If you didn't see the first one, it's in my videos already where we're leaving the hotel and I got oil all over the ground. I made a whole mess there, but I teach you how to pack all of the Lone Rider gear and I teach you about how it's working, how it's waterproof and everything else. Oh, he's from Honda Big Wing already. Come here, say hi. YouTube Live. Yeah. Okay, so he's here. We're going to load the bike and we're going to get going, guys. Wish us luck and hope that we can get it better, okay? I'll see you guys. I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow at Big Wing, okay? See you later. Bye-bye.